Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here today. Before we begin, I want you to think about something honestly. Maybe you have watched hundreds of English videos. Maybe you have studied grammar for years. Maybe you know many words in English already. But when it is finally time to speak, something happens. Your mind becomes slow. Your mouth feels tight. Your thoughts disappear. And suddenly, even simple English feels difficult. And deep inside, you ask yourself, why is this happening to me? I study so much, so why can't I speak naturally? If you have ever felt that frustration, this episode is for you. Because the problem is probably not your intelligence. And it is probably not your vocabulary either. The real problem is this. Most people study English, but they never train their brains and mouths to use English in real time. And today, I'm going to show you how to start changing that. Not with complicated methods, not with more grammar rules, and not with another top 10 tips video. A real system you can start using today alone in your room, even for just 5 minutes a day. And once you understand this system, the way you practice English may completely change. So stay with me until the end. Because what I'm about to share is something many English learners spend years trying to discover, but very few teachers explain clearly. Let me tell you something that may sound surprising at first. Your biggest problem is not your English level. One big problem is that your mouth has never been trained to speak English properly. Think about that carefully. Many people spend years training their brains, learning grammar, memorizing vocabulary, watching English videos, and reading books. But they never train the physical part of speaking. And speaking is physical. It uses your tongue, your lips, your jaw, your breathing, and even small muscles inside your mouth. These movements are not natural in the beginning. They must be trained slowly, through repetition. That is why many learners understand English very well, but still cannot speak smoothly. Their brains know the words, but their mouth is not ready yet. And when they try to speak, several things happen at the same time. Their tongue feels slow, their mouth becomes tight, their pronunciation feels awkward, and their brain suddenly freezes. Not because they are unintelligent, but because their speaking muscles have not been trained enough. Think about swimming. Imagine reading 100 books about how to swim. You study every technique perfectly. You understand everything mentally, but you never enter the water. What happens the first time you try to swim? Your body panics. Not because the books were useless, not because you're stupid, but because your body has never practiced the movement before. Speaking English works the same way. Your brain may understand English, but your mouth still wants to move like your native language. Your tongue automatically chooses the sounds and movements it has practiced for many years. That is why some English sounds feel strange or uncomfortable at first. Your mouth is trying to do movements it has never done before. And this is very important to understand that discomfort is not failure. It is training. Every time you repeat English sounds, every time you practice pronunciation, every time you shadow and imitate, you are slowly teaching your mouth new movements. Little by little, your speaking muscles become faster, smoother, and more natural. And over time, something amazing happens. The words stop feeling heavy. Your mouth reacts faster. Your pronunciation becomes clearer. And speaking starts to feel more automatic instead of stressful. That is why real speaking practice matters so much. Because fluency is not only about knowledge. Fluency is physical training too. And here is something most people never realize. In your native language, your mouth has practiced the same sounds for many years. Since childhood, you have repeated those sounds thousands and thousands of times. That is why speaking feels automatic now. You do not think about your tongue. You do not think about your lips.